Hello and welcome to the Soil Course video on how to fill out the fillable CEMA 221 field questionnaire. You'll note that it starts out with the pre-work conference meeting. If you'd like to actually take down notes and have more of an informal area to write down what happened in that pre-conference meeting, we suggest you skip down to page 11. As mentioned in Module 2, the pre-work conference meeting, there's information you're going to want to ask, you're going to want to schedule and plan with the NRCS staff and the producer. In this area on page 11, you can write down all the pertinent information that helped you complete the CEMA 221 sampling. Please note you'll have access to this CEMA 221 field questionnaire filled out if you would like to reference our notes. This information can then be put on the first page in a more formal manner. The information from the pre-work conference meeting will be used to fill out both the general requirements and the technical requirements section of the 221 field questionnaire. Next, you'll use the information from the Module 3, finding your area of interest, to fill in the address, coordinates, and the acreage. Next, you will use information from Module 4, the pre-field to-dos, to fill in the date you contacted utilities. That area of interest map also should help you fill in the sampling strategy chosen, because it will help you figure out how many soil types there are and therefore how many samples you should take from each soil type. Next, you will want to fill in the second page. The second page is recording the latitude and longitude of the sampling location points. You can either do this by finding the GPS location from the photos you took of each sampling site, or create these coordinates before you go into the field. If you do need that GPS location and you did not use the Soil Web Survey app to find the locations, you can use the images of the sample location itself. So what you'll need to do is actually use that HEC file. If it was formatted in that HEC file, you'll click on the image, you'll right click, and you'll find Properties. And in this Properties box, it'll have General, Security, Details, etc. tabs here at the top. You're going to want to hit Details and scroll down. It'll give you a whole bunch of information about your photo. So that will give you the GPS location of the photo of where it was taken. You can now use those GPS locations that you found in the HEC file or in the JPEG file properties and copy and paste it to page 2 of the CEMA 221 field questionnaire. Next, on page 2, you will fill in and record the sample location name, if it's something other than the GPS coordinates that you have filled in above. In this case, we're going to use the producer's name, Old MacDonald. We're going to add a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, corresponding to the sample location. These label identifiers, Old MacDonald 1 through 6, will match what's on the sampling bags as well. Next, you will record the soil probe and auger internal diameter. We used the 6-inch core, and this had a 1.5-inch diameter. When we divide the diameter by 2 to get the radius, we get 1.905 centimeters. Next, you will want to navigate to the Soil Lab webpage and find the address, phone number, date that the samples were shipped, and look at the results when you receive them back to input the date that the samples were actually analyzed. Now we can move on to pages 3 through 10, the photo requirements. So for filling out this part of the field questionnaire, you will need to either use Adobe to be able to upload images directly into the field questionnaire, or you'll have to create a Word doc with the photos corresponding to what these boxes are asking for. The entire AOI, landscape orientation, that will be that printable version that we printed off from the Soil Web Survey. Again, that can just be attached because it will be a PDF. So in order to use this fillable image, you can just click on it. A new window will pop up asking you where to find that image. You can browse where you put your images. And again, just a quick reminder, if you left your photos as HEC files, they won't actually prompt. It's not a supported file for uploading. So you'll need to convert it to a JPEG. And once you convert it to a JPEG, you can then upload it. And you just continue on doing that for what the prompted box asks you. Let's say you uploaded the wrong file. So I uploaded location 6 here, and it's supposed to be location 3. You just reselect the image, hit clear image, OK, and then you can upload the proper image. As we mentioned, you might not have the ability to use Adobe Reader or fill it out in Adobe. That's okay. The images can be just added to a Word document, and we would correctly label each page corresponding to the field questionnaire and organize the photos to correspond to the prompt within the field questionnaire. Once you're done, we would download the document as either a Word doc or a PDF. Note that a PDF is a little bit easier to attach and send in an email. And once you're done uploading the photos to the PDF or creating your Word doc, you can move on to finishing up notes from the actual site visits itself. So here we put the date, who sampled, why we might have to revisit, things we might have witnessed like biological activity, etc. So once we have this full PDF filled out, the full questionnaire filled out, we can then compile or download the rest of the PDFs we need for our CEMA 221 contract. So this includes the soil map that we printed from the soil web series, the cover page, the soil results from the lab, soil calculations from our soil calculation spreadsheet. We just, instead of keeping it as an Excel sheet, we changed it over to a PDF. And in my case, I'm going to combine all these files together so that it's just one PDF. However, you can upload all the PDFs separately. We did not go through this, but the last piece you will need to do is the CEMA 221 cover letter. And this again just fills in a lot of the information that we already knew or you should have gathered through the pre-work conference meeting. Who you are as a QI, what makes you certified, and then signature. And you'll want to have the participant signature, so Old McDonald's signature in this case, once you show them this whole CEMA 221 PDF. And then you'll send it off to the NRCS. We have now covered Step 5, complete report with calculations, lab results, and communication with the producer, and sharing the results with NRCS staff and producer. You will be able to send off your files to the NRCS field office to be reviewed. If they are incorrect or any incomplete paperwork is found, they'll send it back to you to resubmit. Now you are prepared for finalizing your CEMA 221 paperwork. If you have any additional questions, please contact the Soil Corps team at soilconservation@boisestate.edu.